1. Yeah, I had a hard time listening to you, and even through the laughter, I was still present in the moment, trying to process everything being said. 2. I heard it, I received it, and I respected it, even if part of me was distracted by everything else going on. 3. Then there was that moment where I couldn't help but notice your eyes, unfairly striking, almost distracting in their beauty. 4. It felt surreal. Like I could be your mom and still be completely caught off guard by how captivating they were. 5. The room even felt hotter, filled with laughter, cheers, and a sense of playful exaggeration that softened the moment. 6. Beneath all that humor, though, there was a shift towards something deeper, something more reflective. 7. Aaron Pierre has always been described as someone who moves carefully when it comes to love. 8. He has openly admitted that while he is a romantic, he also protects his heart with a strong emotional barrier. 9. That barrier is not easily broken, and it requires patience that many people are unwilling to give. 10. But once someone gets past it, he becomes fully present and deeply committed. 11. That was the version of him that Teyana Taylor experienced during their relationship. 12. It was not something casual or surface level, but something intentional and meaningful. 13. When their relationship ended, people expected drama, betrayal, or some explosive revelation. 14. Instead, what came out was something far more subtle and difficult to accept. 15. There was no cheating, no scandal, and no defining argument that tore them apart. 16. The reason he gave was simple, yet heavy in its truth. It was timing. 17. Their careers were both accelerating at the same pace, creating pressure instead of balance. 18. What initially drew them together eventually made it hard to sustain their connection. 19. The same energy that created attraction also created conflict in their ability to maintain a relationship. 20. Aaron described himself as an introvert, someone who processes life quietly despite living in a very public world. 21. He prefers to sit with experiences internally rather than express everything outwardly. 22. This made the breakup feel heavier, more reflective, and less performative than most public separations. 23. To understand the ending, it is important to look at how everything began. 24. The public became invested in their connection before they even confirmed it themselves. 25. It started with shared appearances, subtle interactions, and moments that hinted at something deeper. 26. A gala appearance placed them in the same space, and the photo sparked curiosity. 27. Their body language suggested a connection that went beyond coincidence. 28. Soon after, they were seen at the Vanity Fair Oscar After Party, where their chemistry became undeniable. 29. Even without formal confirmation, the internet quickly became convinced that something real was forming. 30. The escape room video further solidified that belief, showing intimacy that felt genuine rather than staged. 31. Their public interactions, captions, and gestures added to the growing certainty. 32. Teyana referring to him as apple pie symbolized comfort, stability, and emotional safety. 33. Aaron, in turn, spoke of her in a way that reflected peace and admiration. 34. For a brief period, their relationship seemed rare and authentic in an industry often defined by appearances. 35. Then, without warning, things began to change quietly. 36. Public appearances together stopped and their online interactions faded. 37. Fans noticed the shift long before any official confirmation was made. 38. Eventually, the news came that they had gone their separate ways. 39. When Aaron addressed it, his tone was calm, reflective, and free of resentment. 40. He emphasized that timing, not conflict, was the true reason behind the breakup. 41. During that period, Teyana's career was reaching new heights with major recognition and opportunities. 42. At the same time, Aaron was navigating demanding projects and increasing visibility in his own career. 43. Their schedules became overwhelming, leaving little room for the everyday connection a relationship requires.